Well, what are we doing today? Well, it's not an Argo episode as much as I'd love it to be. The ambulance is the problem this time. I took it out for a weekend, or at least overnight. The temperature got below about 10 degrees and the door started sagging. By the time I got home, the gas strut on this side had squirted all its oil everywhere, and now the ambulance tries to eat me. So, I got hold of my local bearing supply shop, and they shipped me two brand new 1500 Newton gas struts. That's 150 kilos if you're not used to Newtons. So we're going to replace them today. In theory, it should be a pretty simple job. Practice is not always in theory. So I have an extendable tent pole here that I'm pretty sure can hold this up while I'm working under it. How dangerous that is, I don't know. But I'm going to do the strut I know is a problem first, and the other strut is still providing some sort of support to it at the moment anyway. So with luck, to replace the problem one, I'm not putting too much load on myself or on that pole while I'm working. But in any case, because I'm only one person, I'm going to get that done off camera, and I may get a second person to help. Way I'm going to do this, these have come with ball fittings on the end, but the ball fittings are separate. Now looking how they're made, I'm pretty sure I can put those ball fittings in first and then pop these over the top and probably whack a little bit of grease in them while I do it. So that's what I plan to do, rather than trying to fit the ball joints and then finagle the bolts in whilst somebody's holding it. That's just all sounds like a bad idea. With luck and with the way this door is designed, I should be able to get them on without having to actually compress them, which should make the whole job a little safer. Alright, let's get this door open. Right, the door is up. It's pretty well as high as I can push it. Now these guys, I'm going to do a little precaution. See here, when you push down on this little spring here, this tube is designed to off-center here and to hold that strut. That's a bit of redundancy, just in case things happen. Apparently the nearby Catholic school is got some time out as well. Alright, that's that guy stuck, and you can see here the oil and the rust around that. It's definitely need replacing. This guy's going to be a challenge to get out, although I could take that whole bracket off. I think I'm just going to take the ball joint out and do that. Unfortunately I've only got sockets, so I might end up taking the entire bracket off. That might make it easy to get it out, but I'll take this top one off first and then we'll go from there. This job, got my little Barco set of spanners here, and there's usually 4 sizes on each one. So I've got from 8 to 19 mil on 3 spanners. So let's angle this up, and you can watch my belly stick out of my shirt while I get this off. Old one's off. I might not need to change that lower ball joint. It might be okay. It's certainly got some oil in it now, so I'm going to take one of these out and see if it fits that ball joint. That might simplify matters just a little bit. Let's open this. I'm trying to work at a fairly good pace, so it's going to be a fairly long cut for this clip. I just don't want to leave this without a strut on this thing for too long. Alright, now the thing I do want to do, I'm going to have to work out how to change that, so let's have a look first. Next job we've got to do here is we have to change this lock tube. Now if I'm right, this is a relatively simple process of just unscrewing the head off here, which these guys come off nicely. That'll be right. This one I'm going to need to get some grip on that shaft or something, which is not easy considering it's full of oil. I'm going to go take that and put it on the vise. Alright, About 10 seconds in the vise was all we needed. That should slide right off. We turf that off the side. Now this one can come in here. Insert our little lock wire in here. Should be about there. It's all oily, which makes it a little hard to grab. Okay. So now there's a rubber cap on the end of this that could pose a problem. That's annoying. I don't want to remove that rubber cap. I'm trying to, now I've got to make a decision. Do I keep this as a safety device, or do I remove that, potentially compromising the seal on it? I think I'm going to have to remove that. I think I'm safer having these on and not having that. So here's where I ruin $100 worth of strut. I think this is probably more just a dust jacket than anything. Yeah, it's not going to compromise that seal. I did go a little bit deep with a knife, but you know, that's alright. So that should then mean that this will then slide over here. Yeah, that's what we want. Alright. There we go. There's our strut. Now we need our spring. That needs to wipe down. Where's my wipe down rag? I'm sort of, having never done this before, as is most of the things you see on this channel, kind of got to think on my feet. That screws on under that, which is alright. Alright. That's good. That spring will sit there. That should sit on that. That's good. Now the next problem we've got is how we're going to fit this. Let me have a think. I think I'm going to cheat a little bit, which may or may not be advised. These ball joints are practically identical in size. I checked them with the calipers. I might leave the original lower one in place, and I'll mount this top one in first, and then we should be able to just pop things on, and then I'll put a bit of grease on them before I do that too. Alright, let's climb back up the top. Alrighty. This guy. This guy. Back in here. It's on nice and firm. Let's find some grease. Alright, so I'm going to prepare this. Now I was going to put some grease on the ball joints. Instead I'm going to take my grease gun here and just push a little bit of grease inside the ball. Just about a half a pump. Just a tiny little bit of marine grade grease in there. Alright. That should be loads. Now I probably need to find a soft face hammer to get one of these guys on, but looking at the way this is made, it should actually be relatively easy. I might use the back of my ratchet. I've got a good king chrome ratchet that's really heavy, so now that one, make sure I get them on the right way round. So let's do this guy. Yeah. Oh. Yep. So, it's going to be fun pressing that on there. It'll be real fun pressing this on. I'm going to have to do a quick little bit of homework. Alright, just on visual inspection, I noticed this little clip here that you can flip out and pull out. I think that's what they're meant to do. That's how you get it on. Let's have a look. Yep, that worked a treat. I'm really happy when I don't have to force things. Alright, at this point I need to lift it up about another 10 mil. So this is where I've got to do the tricky bit. Right, the ground's wet and my support pole is pushing into the ground a little bit. So a piece of pine is going to go under that. See how we go here. Actually, I'm going to get a second pair of hands. Give me a moment. Thanks to my lovely financial manager, we got both of them on in record time. So, pop these up. Now let's see if it lands on our face. Alright. Well, I took the pole out and it hasn't fallen down. Oh, that's a lot heavier than... Oh, it's a lot harder to pull down than it used to be. And it's flying right up. All the way to the top position. So, those locks are working as they're meant to. This is going to be fun. Actually, it might be harder to close it now. Right, let's try again. See how we go. Beautiful. Alright, and it opens all the way up. I think we're done. This might have been a quick video. See you in the next one.